conspiracies and talk about the ascension.
I'm not angry. What the?
The longest-running weekly overproduced, under-talented, episodic, sometimes echoing, often infighting wrestling podcast. And welcome to Markedoutwrestling podcast, episode number 364. You are listening to Tuesday Night's Markdown. I am your co-host, Adam Baum, across the table from your other co-host.
I guess I'm going to be the Bionic Mark. I'll go with it. I'll go with it tonight.
All right.
Yeah, I'll go with it tonight.
Welcome.
What's up, everybody?
As usual, we got a jam-packed show. We'll update our predictions just for the SmackDown parts of the Rumble. We have our three key ingredients. We'll do some Smarkies. Do some plugs a little bit after our first couple segments after we get warm. We'll talk to the board, see if they have anything interesting. There's a couple dirt sheets, but Tuesday dirt sheets are always a little light because, we get the meat and potatoes on Monday. We got 5 days to build that dirt sheet. Here,
Go
not so
home
much.
dirt sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Brian's going to take a shot at the bottom line tonight as we close out the show. The board, of course, since we are starting a little late, that board being our YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch chat boards, they're, of course, blaming me. That's what everybody does when there's a technical difficulty.
Mm-hmm. This was not your fault, I will say. In
yeah.
your defense, that was not your fault.
Yeah, I mean, and thank you for admitting it because nobody else will admit it when they do wrong. And I mean, let's break kayfabe for a second. There are enough things that I do wrong technically on these boards and computers and things like that. We don't need to add to that list.
No.
With made-up ones.
No.
Tonight's on Bryan.
Whoa. Yeah. Okay. Well, when you put it like that with the heater, yeah.
The heater that blew the power. Yes.
Yeah. That was it.
Ryan got cold. Let's introduce those boards that I was alluding to. Stike Leather's here. Teddy is here. Mika Meech. Bang Bus says Bryan was taking a shit.
False.
Juan says death to the Jew. Angry Juan tonight. Replacing the Angry Elf, I guess. And let me see who else is here. Oh, I was on the board earlier telling them that we were starting late.
You were.
Kevin from Texas was here as well. I wonder what happened to him. He'll be back. Anaconda Vice said he was going to be here, but I guess no hall pass. So
that happens.
He couldn't make it. Let me bring up the sound effects, and let's get it going.
What you need to make a good smackdown is your three key ingredients.
All right, Bryan, take it away.
Am I? Oh.
Yeah, you got your three key ingredients.
Oh. Didn't sound like my microphone was on, Adam.
What?
Yeah,
your microphone is on. Everybody can hear you.
Anywho,
Quit stalling.
Yeah. Let's just start it off with what the show kicked off. We had much like it was last week with the women kind of, obviously we had Becky Lynch kind of taking the reins and everything. We had her come out, do a promo, and Asuka was out there too, and it was just a mixed mash of. It was basically just teasing the match.
In Hebrew, we call it a mishigas.
A mishigas? Is that what it's called?
Yes, a mishigas. It was just a big cluster of nonsense. Why is Charlotte out there? She's not part of this feud, but she wants to throw
a little bit. She's tied in. She's definitely tied in.
She's hanging on. She's that like turd that just clung and didn't fall into the bowl yet. I mean, she wasn't a contender. A champ when she was the contender. Asuka took the title. Becky won the contendership again, even in a post-no rematch thing. She's still not involved. She's still hanging around. Charlotte really wasn't involved with this except for when Becky got hurt. And this just feels forced, and I can't help but think that Asuka's getting screwed on Sunday.
You think so?
I feel like that's what this segment said to me, that there's a chance that Asuka gets screwed. Or I also think they played their hand, so to speak, in terms of how they can get out of this booking nightmare. Asuka, because of what she suffered tonight in the beatdown, she's gonna on Sunday possibly get herself disqualified and piss all the fans off.
Charlotte just was basically just kind of baiting them and just saying that she was going to be the one that was, even though she's not in that match, she's going to win the Royal Rumble.
My point is, she could come out and cut a separate promo. There's no problem with her message. Yes, she said, I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. Yeah, because she's not in this match. But why did they have to overlap?
That's how you tie in stories, man. That's how they're building to Mania, right? I mean, obviously, either Becky or Asuka is going to be involved with Charlotte at Mania, correct?
I would rather see Charlotte come out during Naomi and what's-her-nuts, Mandy's friggin' match, and say, hey, I wanted to announce that I'm going to win on Sunday. I figured now would be the time because you two ladies won't win. You're not important, so I'm going to cut my promo here. Be smug. Be something like that instead of interrupting the title feud. It just seemed weird booking. It seemed, like I said, she's hanging on.
I don't know. Let's see. Anything on the board? Let's see. Stike says, I think with Becky and Charlotte both saying they're going to be in the main event of WrestleMania, I think that points to triple threat with Rousey. Could be.
No.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
Because we'll get to there when we get to predictions and stuff like that. On the board, somebody said it with me here. It's Kevin from Texas. Said she's a turd that hasn't fallen into the bowl yet.
This is Roderick Strong. I approve this message.
I said it. He agrees. I like it. Justin says I'm late. Yep. But he says he's blaming the bionic tool. That's you.
Was not my fault. All right, it kind of was.
And Woken Hardy joins us also on Twitch. He says it's nice to see Bryan is here. We can talk about outside of WWE stuff.
Hey,
yes, we will. That's pretty much what the Tuesday Night Dirt Sheet has become. It's the education of Adam Baum.
Yeah, and we can kind of talk about, too, a little bit about what we're going to Rumble picks and stuff, and if any have changed after last night's episode and tonight's episode.
Like I said, I think I think Asuka was going to win before, but now I think Becky's going to win by DQ. And then she joins the Rumble. That's why I'm hoping this match is early in the card.
One of the ones actually, and this is going to be part of this ingredient, just because it doesn't.
Might as well.
It doesn't really deserve.
Throw it in the bowl.
Yeah. We had the blow-off, the giant blow-off between Naomi and Mandy Rose.
A giant blow-off, or finished wasting our time.
That's not right. That's not right. To some, it was a big blow-off.
My thing, Bryan, against this
2-week blow-off
is every step of this feels like so many other feuds that they did this way. Even the Booker T and Goldust in the hotel room. Every time they go to a hotel room, it seems like it feels this way. But they just did it with Rusev and Aiden and Lana. Almost the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's true.
And here we are. If it was a year later, they're doing a retread. Different people. I could see that. How long ago was that with Aiden, Rusev, and Lana? Wasn't that right before Survivor Series?
Oh, I don't remember.
But it was fairly recent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So in the last 2 months, that's what we got, and now we're doing it again with different people. Another married couple on the roster. Another, I don't know. They did it in reverse with this triangle, but it was the same. They switched the male and female parts, and Jay's the victim now instead of Lana. But whatever.
With this one, though, what was kind of surprising, though, was that Mandy actually did get the win. Granted, it was by hook or crook. She kind of hit the ref and did a little roll-up and got the 1-2-3 in a fluke style, but still.
That's the one thing I, though, like about it.
What?
Is that she won.
You don't like?
No, I like.
Oh, okay.
Because
yeah.
that makes the feud have some kind of consequence. Well, let's face it, Naomi's what, a two-time champ?
I wouldn't call this a feud. This isn't a feud.
It's been a TV feud.
Sure.
It hasn't been
the past.
Yeah, I mean it's
2 weeks.
No, it's been about a month.
No, I guess
the whole
it's been
thing.
longer than that. Yeah, you're right.
But you know what I'm saying? It's if Mandy wins in the end, she can propel herself to maybe something. Shit or get off the pot with her. Naomi's what, a 2-time champ? She's married into the Rock's family. She's not going anywhere.
No.
She can sustain the loss. And her character, I don't think, outside of when she was the champ, I don't think wins and losses have really mattered for her character. She is a former Funkadactyl. She's achieved already more than probably anyone expected of her.
Out of all the entire crew, even Brodus Clay.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Yeah, who would think that she's the decorated champion of
Seriously.
that group? Anything on the board before we move on? I saw Andrade Sin Almas joined us.
Andrade Sin Almas.
Yes.
Hey, there we
I
go.
don't know.
Yeah.
He said the segment with Carmella was just fine. I guess since this is the women topic, do you want to mention that one,
I guess
Brian?
we could talk about it. Yeah, it was just a backstage segment with her and R-Truth, and they're just kind of to me it almost just felt like it was just it was a gap filler, but albeit it was short and sweet, but it was entertaining. And they're just kind of going back and forth about the Rumble and talking about it. And R-Truth, I forget what the hell he said, but he just did what a very R-Truth thing is, and just misnamed someone or.
Do you think there's going to be anything funny with R-Truth this Sunday?
I think so.
Was it Rob, I think, that said he's going to come out, number 1 by mistake or something? I could see him coming out at number 30 of the women's Rumble if it's before the men's.
That would be fucking funny.
And Carmella's like, dude, no, it's not your turn.
If he was just yelling, he's like, play my music, and runs out like.
Well, no, because right now their music is kind of together. They keep coming out together. So he could be really confused. I don't know. They've done it funny. I hope there's not a dance break in the Rumble.
There 1,000,000% will be. I don't know if it's going to be in the men's one. I don't know if it's going to be you know what? It'll probably be in the women's one, no? Have R-Truth. I mean, if he's going to be out there coming out number 30
they both
in the
come out,
women's
dude.
one and do a
You
dance
know what,
break.
then? Dance break.
He's already out there, right?
Yeah,
Might
I don't
as
know.
well.
I don't know. I hope if they do it better be the last time. Give it one last hurrah. Because we all know that WWE always seems to cross that razor line, Brian, where they go over it and just too far and keep a gimmick that should be dead alive.
Please, listen to my voice. Take it from the wise old Jew.
Let's move on to ingredient number
2.
Number 2.
Let's move on to the AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan, I guess, showdown, if you will.
Yeah, mediated by Vince McMahon.
Which was very strange.
Or moderated. I
mean,
said that. Which
the,
word is
I
right?
guess he was the mediator. He was the mediator, and he moderated.
But he acted like a moderator.
Right.
They called him. Okay, so I'm not the one confused. They called him a mediator. But, yes, he was a moderator in the segment.
Yeah. And, Daniel Bryan was just doing more things. He just kind of shitting on the crowd, shitting on the fact that they.
Shitting on the toilet.
Well, actually, he called it. What was really silly to me was that AJ, the entire feud almost kind of seems like it was based off of Daniel Bryan being mad that AJ Styles threw him on hot dogs.
Wow. Like your
Like
last
week,
feud.
right.
Yeah, your last feud, Samoa Joe attacked your family and is calling out your wife's name in a taunting manner. But this feud, you threw me into some hot dogs.
You threw me into some fucking overprocessed, weird meat.
It has nothing to do with the fact that you took my title and I lost it, and you took my main event and all that other stuff. But no, I'm mad about hot dogs. That makes perfect sense.
But we did get a Carl Sagan mention from Daniel Bryan, so that was kind of nice.
Carl Sagan, the original Cosmos host.
Yeah, a legendary astronomer, Adam.
Yes. I just completely off topic. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Ooh.
I find everything that comes out of that man's mouth to be brilliant. I love listening to him.
Didn't he get into some of the hashtag Me Too problems? Right?
Did he?
I think so.
Oh.
I heard some stuff.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll save it for dirt sheets.
Oh. Neil deGrasse Tyson did?
Yeah. You didn't hear it? It was like I don't know.
He hashtag Me Too.
I don't know if it's true, but he was one of the people that it was his name kind of came up when there was a bunch of people that came up at the time.
Cheek Clapper is joining us. Hey, Cheek Clapper. I love how Vince brushed off the fact that Shane almost died before this segment.
He really did. Sheamus.
That's the next.
Fucking
that's the next topic.
Into
but
the moon.
but let's talk about this part of it though. Vince totally. I mean, you're allowed to kayfabe break when everybody in the arena knows that's your son.
Right.
Okay, but instead he's just like, yeah, I hope you're. Good luck, son.
It was weird. Yeah, it was weird that he doesn't really kind of show any sympathy or anything. To
Right.
him. Like he's just another fucking,
Yeah. Show must go on.
Right. Exactly.
Call your mother.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, with this promo, it was interesting having Vince McMahon kind of be in the middle of it. And what was funniest to me was that the fact that every time Daniel Bryan would say something, he would be yelling at the crowd or yelling at Vince or yelling at AJ, and then Vince would just kind of no-sell and be like, "Oh, just get in the ring, son. Come on, let's do it. Like let's settle this," and just kind of just completely just no-selling what he said and just wants them to get in the ring and just kind of have them blow it off right there.
And last night we questioned, did he turn heel? Is he a heel on Raw and a face on SmackDown?
I don't know, man. I don't know anymore.
The way he acted tonight, I mean, is he a heel on Raw? He sees red, and then he's blue on Tuesdays, and so he can be face again? Like, because AJ is clearly the face, and Vince has been working to motivate AJ. My big thing is did this do anything for you, Bryan, to change what you think about the results Sunday? I mean, it didn't do anything for me. I still think AJ's not winning the title.
No, I don't think AJ's winning the title. No.
Yeah.
I
mean, if they want to maybe do a DQ or some other bullshit, I'll guarantee you AJ's not winning the title.
I don't know, man. Call me crazy, but I just think that
crazy.
Right now, I just think that everyone that has a belt, they're not going to lose it at this point, right?
Maybe.
I mean, well, okay. Let me take a step back. Universal title and on SmackDown too.
So
both of those main titles, I don't think are going to change hands until.
But that's right. You did pick Brock.
Yeah.
All your predictions were not to change hands.
No, I don't think any titles are going to. Like the major ones. You know what I mean?
Keep spoiling. We'll get our extra ingredient tonight is the predictions.
That's true.
Let's just anything on the board before we go to the other McMahon.
I mean, everyone's just kind of saying how Miz and Shane just got fucking obliterated
let's just go
by
to
the
it.
bar. Yeah.
Number 3.
So we had a one-on-one match between Cesaro and The Miz, which interesting clash of styles. Obviously, Cesaro, I mean,
very technical, Matt. Actually, he can go with anybody. He's kind of a hybrid.
Oh yeah, he can absolutely go with anybody. But we had Shane on the outside as well, with also Sheamus out there also. But the biggest thing that happened towards the end was Shane took a boot from Sheamus on the outside, and they showed a bunch of replays after it happened. I mean, he fucking cracked him on the side of the head. I just don't know, I don't know how much they can really do. Like that's something that maybe you shouldn't do right before you have a big show, like one of the biggest shows of the year. I don't know, maybe don't do a big boot at the time. Maybe you should save that.
Dirt sheet related to this topic. High Off Gas on the board says Miz is going to get the new partner this Sunday. When he comes out, lights will go out just like they did for Shane. And then here comes John Morrison, and they reform the Edgeheads. Only High Off Gas could not finish the thought right. No,
yeah, I was gonna say it's like
he was so close.
The Edgeheads.
He was so close to the actual thought and point. And wasn't Miz with Johnny Nitro technically, not John Morrison? Morrison was with Mercury.
Well, Morrison was when
M2M.
He was in ECW. Yeah,
Eminem.
So he was still Johnny Nitro. No.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, wait, they were both Tough Enough, weren't they?
Miz was a later season.
Oh,
yeah.
They weren't the same season?
No.
I'm all fucking confused.
Yeah, you're all over the place.
Thanks, High Off Gas.
That's all right.
He says Major Bros. I forgot the name.
Yeah, the Major Brothers.
Not
That's
Edgeheads.
right. Yeah,
Major Bros. Anyway, another situation though here. Like, I'm glad you took the take that you did, because there's really not much to talk about in this tag division and this BS. Why would they be so risky at the end? On a go-home show with a big match.
And obviously Shane teased the big elbow drop from the ring post to the outside. And he didn't go through with it. It got broken up
last
before
week
that.
he almost got hurt, landed on his tailbone and stuff.
He did.
So every week we're going to see if Shane can survive to get to the pay-per-view.
And that wasn't even the last of it. So he took the boot, and then Miz was laid out on the table, and they did a double team powerbomb with Miz on the table, and they put Shane through him. And Shane's head it looked like it hit off the ground when he landed. It just it was pretty brutal, man. Like even Miz, even when they threw him through Miz, it's not
Hey,
That's
everybody
not,
on the
take it very
board
light.
is getting mad at me.
Why?
It was when he was John Morrison, not when he was Nitro. Mika
No,
Meach,
but Morrison was-
Weather, Bang Bus, they're all correcting me.
Oh, that's right, because Miz was in ECW at the time, too.
I don't know. They said he lost his name in ECW, but Miz was teamed, and everybody's agreeing. Yes. Yes. All right. Sorry. Fine. Blah.
Wow.
Anyway,
Yeah.
let's now. I guess we'll do the predictions. And,
Let's do it.
and see what's changed. Bryan, you said, and I'll just run it real quick. You got Rousey Brock, so no big championships changing on Raw. On SmackDown, you also picked Asuka and Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
So the big four, you're choosing none. I have Daniel Bryan as well. I have Asuka. I have Finn and Rousey. And Rob went with AJ and Asuka, Finn, and Rousey. So Rob picked both men to lose the belts. We're all unanimous that the women are not going to lose it. No changes there.
No.
If they really want to usher in a new era, they really want to make waves. If what you were saying last night is true about, and this is where I can't believe you picked Brock, but that they want to keep anybody that could potentially go to AEW happy.
Yeah.
Finn is going to win.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of them, for sure.
For sure.
But-
He's for sure one of them. I think the club is for sure one of them. I think Revival. I think Kevin Owens. These are certain people. You know, there's a handful of guys that if they left together and they already have a pipeline to AEW because of their personal relationships from their time coming up, Finn's winning just because of that.
I don't know, just because
I just don't understand how.
like keeping Finn happy doesn't necessarily mean giving him wins. You know, but like wins. It's not all about wins. Like he could still have a big spot and not
No.
pick up the win at the time, but
Well-
still keep going for it. You know, and be in that spotlight.
Don't they always say kind of a next guy up mentality in sports and stuff? But they also say you don't lose your spot to injury. Finn has not been booked. I don't give a shit about the title, Bryan. I'll just be honest. In my argument, the title doesn't matter. I know that if he has the title, he will be positioned as a main eventer. He has not been positioned as a main eventer since he came back from his injury, where he was coming back from an opportunity that he relinquished the title. So you never put him back in the main event. I don't care if he's in the title hunt or not. By him beating Brock on Sunday, you're guaranteeing fans, hey, Finn is going to be treated like a main eventer on the road to WrestleMania now. And yes, you're right. The title doesn't matter. But I think that message of we're going to treat him like a main eventer does.
Yeah, which also I saw an interesting dirt sheet, but I'll save it for.
Well, Dirt Sheet's up
yeah,
next.
I'll save it for that.
So none of your picks are changing. I don't think any of mine are.
No, I don't think any of mine are.
Last night was the first night I changed off of Seth and went to Drew. I'm still picking that. And my backup pick.
Your backup pick.
Yeah, because if the women's Rumble starts before Asuka and Becky, then I'm going to change my pick right before it starts because I'm picking Becky. If the women's match, Becky and Asuka, comes before it, even if it goes all the way to number 29, I'm going to let it go thinking Becky's coming out. My backup is going to be Alexa because she said in there. But I don't know will you give me a pass there, Bryan, for my logic? You have Becky as well, so that's why I want to focus on this part of here it is, final moments, go home show. She is still not part of the Rumble, and we still both have her as our surprise entrant and our winner. Any change in that, Bryan?
No.
No?
No.
You're sticking with it.
I'm sticking with it.
That's my story. I'm sticking with it too. Let's see what's next. We're going to be back in just a second with the Smarkies. But before that, why don't you take a gander at this? Or a listen. I don't know what I'm saying.
Housekeeping.
It's a commercial. Enjoy.
Housekeeping.
Come back later, please.
Housekeeping.
Not now.
Housekeeping.
Go away.
Here are your Marked Out Wrestling housekeeping notes. Stay informed through social media by following us on Facebook, facebook.com/markedout1. Instagram @markedoutwrestling, Twitter @SmartMarkShow. Join us live and subscribe on YouTube, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, or Twitch, Marked Out Wrestling. Listen to us using Apple Podcast, iTunes, or Podbean the following day. Send us your thoughts and opinions, or upload your custom audio segments to us using WeTransfer.com via email, markedoutpodcast@gmail.com. MOWP are members of the Electronic Media Collective and Bubba the Love Sponges, Bubba Radio Army. You can listen to us on demand on either platform. Get connected. Get connected.
Oh, my God!
I said no.
Okay, I clean. I stick finger in your mouth. Housekeeping.
Okay.
Okay.
Show me the money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Hello, Marked Out Wrestling listener family. This is Rody Rob, the executive producer of the show, and I'm excited to tell you about some great ways to help us continue to bring you great pro wrestling fan perspective in the coming year. Visit markedoutgear.com and browse our new line of apparel and gear. You can grab a shirt or gear with some of our favorite catchphrases from the show or some of our original concepts. And don't forget to use the promo code SmartMarkShow for 10% off of your entire order. Independent wrestlers, we'd love to support your growth by offering you a platform to market yourself. Email us, markedoutgear@gmail.com, if you are interested. We will take a minimal cut while giving you up to 90% of the profits. Also, join one of our monthly tiers on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/markedoutwrestling, and if you choose the Marking Out tier of $20 a month, we will send you an MOWP shirt as a thank you. Finally, visit collarandelbowbrand.com and use the promo code MARKEDOUT, that's all caps and one word, to receive 10% off of your entire order of Al Snow's popular pro wrestling brand apparel.
Show me the money! Show me the money! You my motherfucker!
And thank you for your support.
And here we are back in the Wide Table studio.
Back in the
Finish
saddle.
off the show. Here come the Smarkies.
We're going to give you what you want. Something new, something fresh. In the coming weeks and months, you will be seeing new...
Recorded live from the Wide Table Studios, it's the Smarky Awards.
While we were away, Christopher Steichleather put on the board, I still got a feeling they're going to do a Bret Hart Lex Luger finish with Becky and Charlotte.
So someone's getting hit in the head
no.
with a plate in their elbow.
While
and
the other one breaks his leg and never walks again.
And riding a bus with the United States
I think he's
flag
talking
over.
about saying they both hit the ground. I don't think they'll do that. They've done that a little bit too often. And when they're talking about giving us something new, that would not be anything new.
No.
For sure. The awards, Marked Out Award, Best Match. Well, that sucked. LOL. Pink Slip. I'm going to get it started with my Marked Out Award. I got to say, I don't think it changed anything for the Royal Rumble, but I had a kind of marked out moment. It really, they do a good job tightening that camera shot because I thought Samoa Joe was going to get the closeout SmackDown. And nope, out of nowhere, RKO. Randy Orton, I kind of marked out. That was a good way to close the show.
They definitely did. They did a good job of kind of making you forget about Randy Orton. I mean, they held him off. I know it wasn't. I thought it was a lot longer than it actually was. What did you think? What was it?
I think he's only been off TV a few weeks.
Remember,
he fought at TLC, so it's not like he was in a featured spot at the last pay-per-view. Even if he hasn't been on SmackDown rotation, you got to remember there's holidays too that have come in between.
Sure.
So, what's your Marked Out Award?
Easily, the top rope powerbomb from Andrade to Rey Mysterio. Now, what was special about it was, if you didn't see it, was that he caught Rey. Rey was trying to do a Hurricanrana from the top rope with Andrade sitting on the top turnbuckle. Andrade countered it by holding on, flipped Ray up to hit him into a powerbomb. But before he did that, without
I feel like I've seen that.
No. But without using his arms or anything to step up onto the ropes, he just did it while holding Ray up in a powerbomb position.
Okay.
And then drilled him, and that was the first pin. So that was by far the first one. That was the first pinfall in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah, marked out award. Joe getting a win. It's rare for Bang Bus. Almost top rope powerbomb. Agreeing with you. He said that was great. That's Stike. We're gonna get a Batista Cena finish. Steph comes out pissed, falls and pops her tit. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. See if you can figure out what Bang Bus is saying there. Andrade powerbomb from Cheek Clapper and Samoa Joe from Justin. Next award.
Well, if it was Bang Bus, if it was just like Vince, then she would pop both of her tits, not just one of them. Come on.
Oh, because of
when he tore
both
of his quads. Yeah.
And then had to cut the promo in a seated position.
Sitting down. Show must go on.
Best match has got to be the 2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah.
Anybody on the board? I'm not going to read it if that's what you wrote. Try and argue for another one. You'll
I
be
will
wrong.
say the Cesaro and Miz one, that was pretty good too. Especially the fucking ending of it too, with the two of them getting destroyed. But yeah, definitely the 2 out of 3 falls match was the best one.
Miz is a good wrestler in terms of telling the story, in terms of playing to the crowd, that kind of thing. When you're talking about chain wrestling and the pace that Ray and Andrade can do.
Oh, sure. It's night and day. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to put that match down.
Right.
But you
different flavor of ice cream.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, trying to – certain stipulation matches are always going to be better than a regular match just because of the ability that you can use that stipulation to do that you couldn't in a regular match.
Right.
And yes, Joe and Ali, Stike says, just to be different.
That was a good one.
Best match, 2 out of 3 falls. Justin, of course, stating the obvious over there on our Twitch board. Next up, well, that sucked. I've already explained all the reasons why, but mine is Naomi and Mandy.
Yeah, Naomi, Mandy, and also it was. I want to say it was the second segment on the show, and we already had a fucking recap because they did a whole recap of the two of them, which, yeah, I guess is nice. That they're trying to include everybody.
My thing is,
I just thought it was too much. And
my thing is on a go home show. You if you want to recap the rivalry from weeks ago and how it got to here, I'm fine with that. If you're going to recall what happened before the commercial break, fuck off.
It wasn't before the commercial break.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So but there is a fine line. I get what you're saying, Brian, but I think that there are certain ways that it's acceptable. NXT does a good job of it, showing that feud build and how it got to there on their go home show. And then that person might not even be in the ring. They're just using it as their final commercial going into TakeOver.
Right. Their go home shows are a lot different. I mean, most of the time, the people that are going to be, having matches that weekend generally don't have, usually it's just throwaway matches for go home shows.
Well, it's throwaway matches, but I'm saying they show the package and then they'll show one of them.
Right.
One of the people in the matches comes down and cuts the promo, and they have a stare down or they have a little exchange, like the one where Gargano hits Candice, in the go home show with him and Ciampa's match, just to show that he was being pushed to the edge.
Right.
It added that little bit of flavor. They do a good job of doing that because they tease you. They're like that girl at the bar. You haven't gone home yet, so they're like, "Hey, you want to buy me another drink?" Anyway, well, that sucked. Some of the best tag teams are wrestling and catering. That's what Bang Bus says. Wow. Whoever keeps producing these Naomi and Mandy segments sucks. That's from Cheek Clapper. Stike says similar. So does Justin. Did you already go? You did.
For what? For my well, that sucked. I did. Yeah.
You want to lead off LOL?
Let's see. My LOL.
I'll do it then. Mine is when Shane got his face kicked off. I kind of chortled.
That was your LOL?
Yes, I would call it a chortle as the noise that came out of my mouth. I laughed even a little bit more on the replays. It's a funny spot to me because, again, I don't think he should be in it. And the fact that Vince no-sold his son just went to the hospital was even better than it.
Yeah. Mine actually, you know what? My LOL is going to be Vince and just his just how he was last night and how he was
his
tonight
candor
on Smack. Yeah, it was just totally different. And it just, him just kind of just brushing Daniel Bryan off and just trying. It was almost like, you remember how Chris Hansen was like, why don't you have a seat? Why don't you just take a seat? It was kind of like that. Like, he was like, why don't you just step into the ring? Why don't you you should just come into the ring. Why don't you take a seat? Why don't you just come into the ring, Bryan? Yeah.
Let's see. Bang Bus agrees with me. Stike says, and so does Justin, Tony Schimmel in the New Day segment. We didn't talk about that much.
Oh, yeah. And there was a Hornswoggle mention, too, by the by. That was great.
Didn't Roddy Rob bring up Hornswoggle in trivia last night?
Maybe.
I swear he did.
Probably.
I think he always brings up Hornswoggle because that's his real competition.
He's an angry elf.
That's not nice.
Oh, you're right. Hornswoggle's pleasant. He's not an angry elf.
Yeah.
Last award, the pink slip. Who are you giving it to, Bryan?
Ooh. Let's see here.
He's got to think long and hard on this one, like it wasn't on the sheet
all right.
all episode.
I got it. Samoa Joe's haircut.
Oh.
All right.
You mean his hairdresser? Or stylist?
Stylist.
Okay.
Stylist. No, even the cut, man. It's weird. Like, it's not a fade. And it's not a mohawk. It's
except for if it had the sides, it looked like the late 80s, early 90s Jufro, where I always refer to it as Jufro because there's so many Jews where I was from. And the humidity would make our hair kind of stick up, and it would be looking like a helmet.
Yes.
And that's what Joe looked like, but missing the side parts of the helmet. Like Princess Leia when she takes the earmuffs off.
And speaking from one brother to another, he's got a little bit of the definitely male pattern. Baldness.
Are you losing it, Bryan?
Not losing it, but at 33 years young,
I got
kind of gets a little thinner, in some spots.
I got the Widow's Peak rocking that my family works out. If you saw my family, we rock a Widow Peak. We don't lose it.
You were telling
me
you used to have hair like Rob Van Dam?
Yes, I did, actually. At the time, Rob Van Dam wasn't a thing because I'm a little older than you, Bryan. So at the time, the closest probably role model celebrity would have been Steven Seagal for that style of haircut.
Or like, I feel like Jean-Claude Van Damme had.
No. He in Hard Target, he had that like weird ass ponytail, and I think Time Cop. I mean, he had it in certain films, I think, but like his natural was never that way.
What was the one where he was a twin?
Double Impact.
Yes.
Is that right?
I feel like he had a ponytail in that one.
And then Double Team was the one with Dennis Rodman.
Yes.
Yeah. I had a roommate in college that, and this is true, by the way, guys. The Danimal, if he's listening, will vouch for me. But I had a roommate in college, not me, who was freaking obsessed with all the Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. Like he owned even the really shitty ones, like Legionnaire. And I would come home, and he would sometimes act like I caught him watching porn when he's watching these really awful ones, like not Bloodsport, no, not Kickboxer. Like he's watching straight to video ones.
I went with my mom and saw Universal Soldier.
Okay, that was a good one. Dolph Lundgren?
No, the one with Bill Goldberg, when Goldberg was in it. Back in when they did like the remake, back in like, I don't know, 2000, 2001.
No.
Ninja
99.
Yeah. Pink slips all over the board. Byron Saxon, he adds nothing to commentary. Yeah, get rid of him. WWE Creative for the Mandy Naomi feud. That's from Stike. Cheek Clapper was the one who says Byron Saxon. And Bang Bussy says Shane retires safely before his bones force him to.
Seriously.
Dude, he's not doing the booking. He is talent only. He has no ownership in the real world. I'm sure he has some stocks, but his like shares, plural, are gone. He got rid of them when he took his hiatus. High Off Gas says the club didn't like them attacking Shane after the match. That was the bar. Not the club. Idiot. I wish we had a sound effect.
For what?
For idiot. but it was Dwight from The Office.
Oh.
Idiot. Anyway, I guess it's time for this, Brian. You ready?
Let's do it.
Alrighty.
So, Adam, to follow up one of the dirt sheets that we had last night, there was a little kind of news thing that kind of came out saying that John Cena was injured and that he was potentially going to be out of the Rumble.
I remember you telling me that.
Well, the reason why they're announcing this now has to do with the fact that, do you also remember that it was Lars Sullivan that was going to be the one that was going to start a feud with John Cena?
I did not hear that.
He was rumored to be starting a feud
knew
with
that
John Cena.
Lars Sullivan had stage fright.
Yeah, sort of. You can call it that.
That's putting it mildly,
Sure.
but that's an easy way to say it. It works.
John Cena was never supposed to be in the Royal Rumble. They were just announcing it, and they were going to use Lars Sullivan as a way to kind of injure Cena so that he wouldn't be there and not be available, and that would be the heat to get on to Lars Sullivan. Now, the fact that the whole thing happened with Lars kind of threw a wrench in their whole plans. So now they're just announcing that John Cena, that he got hurt in the match last week, and that he's might be on the shelf and might not be in the Rumble.
So this was always planned as a work, potentially, is what you're saying?
Correct.
And they just changed the angle of who would do it.
Well, he was supposed to start shooting a movie this Sunday, so that's why.
Oh, so he couldn't be there.
He couldn't.
So
be
it's
there.
not an injury.
It's not an injury.
It's kayfabe.
No, it's all kayfabe.
Okay.
But it's interesting to see how they kind of shifted gears once the whole thing with Lars.
Yeah,
kinda
Stike's
unfolded.
saying the exact same thing.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That would have been
funny that they wouldn't give it to somebody else.
Who are you going to give it to?
EC3.
No,
somebody.
That doesn't make sense.
No, but I'm just saying, give it to somebody. Give that to Braun. Have Braun go heel. If Brock's truly going to make the exit, because then Braun as a heel makes sense to fight Finn, kind of thing. I don't know. I'm reading probably too much.
I don't know. Well, now they're not even putting up any promos for Lars. Like, they're completely taking him down. There haven't been any mentions of him coming. They have all the EC3, Lacey, fucking Nikki. Like, we're seeing everybody.
Lacey and Nikki have been treated pretty well, and Heavy Machinery has as well.
Heavy Machinery too, yeah, that's right. But not seeing Lars, no way.
But EC3, they don't let him talk, which is weird.
Oh, they will, man. Oh, he's great. He's so,
I know.
Well,
no, I know he is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I think that's pretty hysterical. That so far on the roster, he's only been like a mime.
Yeah, but he'll have his time. So
Lars gonna leave home early doing his WrestleMania match because he's nervous. I don't know what that means. Lars was the one. That's all we'll remember. But I'm just surprised. Okay, why not give it to somebody else? You have a work, you have a gimmick.
Cheers, fuckface.
Give it to somebody else. They don't have to be like, hey, Rikishi, we're gonna say you're the one who injured Stone Cold. They don't have to go that far, and then reveal later that it was really Triple H. Like, that was stupid. Oh, it was someone with a blonde ponytail, and then it turned out to be Rikishi. Don't do that. But you don't have to do this either. It just doesn't work. Brian, you got anything else?
Anything on the board? Let's see what they're throwing up there. We can kind of wrap
Only
about it.
Stike says, in my opinion, Lars will still be in the Rumble. That's all that's come through on the board. Remember, we started late. I probably chased people off. They had to go to bed. Teddy did. Bangbus says he left home early during Raw because he was supposed to wrestle due to this anxiety attack at him. Again, your wording is so bad. I get you. He left to go home early during Raw when he was supposed to wrestle due to the anxiety attack. And Mika Meach, thank you for the reminder. He says Roman's coming out at 28 on Sunday.
Ooh, this is an interesting one.
All right, yeah. Give me something good. Board let me down there.
So, Adam, have you watched the whole Gillette commercial?
What?
And are you familiar with the whole kind of public outcry about it?
What?
So Gillette, the fucking deodorant commercial, deodorant brand, they released.
You mean the razors?
Razors, everything. Well, they make
shaving
deodorants.
cream.
They do it all. They released a commercial, just kind of shedding some light on the whole. Men should, treat women with respect and all that stuff. And there's a lot of people that are kind of up in arms about it just because they feel like they're almost kind of what's the fucking word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
I guess offended by it. The fact that this is even on TV, that like this is even something that they have to, that they have to watch. Like for whatever reason, there are people that are out there that are offended by it.
Okay. Can we, in this hashtag fucking world, just shut the fuck up about something like this?
Well, you haven't watched the commercial yet, right?
I have not,
Okay.
but I have seen and everybody that listens to the show knows that I'm Jewish. I've seen every one of the Foundation for a Better Life commercials. Every one of them is produced by the Church of Latter-day Saints. They just don't say that anymore. But that's the company. Every one of them is a good moral lesson in a commercial. That would be like me attacking those commercials because, they shouldn't even need to be said. No, there are some people who were raised by parents that didn't teach them these things. There are some people who are willfully ignorant and need something like this to be shoved in their faces. There are some people who are completely just blissfully ignorant. They were never shown, taught, and it never popped into their brain. There are others who know exactly what they're doing, don't care, and do it wrong. There's all types. And yeah, the message may not work here, but whatever. I'll give you a little story for a second, quick one. I spoke Hebrew. When I went to college, I took Hebrew as a language course to get credits and get an easy A. There were people in my class who had never spoken Hebrew or to learning the alphabet. I didn't talk down to them because I already knew it. They were trying to do something and learn something themselves. Anybody can get a message from anywhere is my point. Why not share it? I can't believe they're offended, Brian. Do you have the opposite take? I mean, is there any way you could be offended by this?
No, I'm not offended by the commercial. I think you should watch it.
I will when we go off here, for
so
sure.
You can kind of get a better idea of it. The thing that bugs me, though, is that he was on a website called blazetv.com, which is like a super conservative publication. So
that's probably why he's saying that.
Right, and he's kind of, pandering to the crowd, sure. But
pandering.
What?
Pandering.
Pandering.
High Off Gas is questioning me defending women.
See,
Guys,
told you should have been careful. You should have fucking watched it before you talked about it.
No. Check the tape. I don't hate women. I'm just not a fan of women's wrestling.
Oh my god.
You guys always make
terrible.
it seem like it's a sexist thing. It's not. Most of the women's wrestling, I'm sorry, I don't enjoy. It's very rare. You guys always turn it into a gender sexist thing. Guess what? Every Ascension match, Brian, I have not enjoyed.
What?
Yeah. Does that mean that I don't like people that have their mouth stitched together? No, it has nothing to do with it. I don't like the Ascension. It bores me. There are movies I don't like. I have no problem, by the way, guys, admitting on air. I love chick flicks. Some of them are great. When Harry Met Sally is one of my favorites.
Like, what was the one with the Wayans brothers?
White Chicks?
Yeah.
No, not like that.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, that's what your generation, not mine.
Aiden English is now a part of the 205 Live announce team.
Is that because of an injury? I saw that on Twitter. Is he out of action, or is this like, hey, your family?
I don't think so.
So we're gonna send you somewhere.
Yeah, no, I think it's just a thing where he's just trying to, he's maybe they don't have time for him on TV, or he can't be in the ring, but they have a spot for him somewhere, and this is it. Who knows? He can talk. We know he can talk.
He can talk. He can sing. I think he's a good worker. He's married to a Guerrero. I'm just shocked that they would do this if he wasn't injured.
Why?
Because that's what they did with Austin Aries and some others. That's what WWE does. They take guys. Corey Graves, for fuck's sake, he can't wrestle anymore. Let's make him an announcer. That's what they do. Even in appearances. Hey, we'll bring Edge back. He can't wrestle. It just seems like that's something they would do. Aiden will be in the Aries role. He'll turn into a wrestler for them soon. That's what Bangba says. So, but again, why did he have?
Aiden will be on 205 Live.
I'm sure he's close.
No, he is tall. He is no way.
Google that shit. Macho Man Mika Meach wants to add to that list. Yeah, but Macho Man Vince thought was retired, and then Macho Man pulled that. Justin says Adam's not a fan of women's 6-man matches. Check the tapes. Yeah, six women tag matches. Boring. Seeing Charlotte Flair in every title match for 6 years. Boring. It just says.
Aiden English's build height is 6'3", and his build weight is 215.
Okay.
So I guess it's not far from
Mike
the
Canales
imagination.
is 6'2", Bang Bus says. He's on 205 Live.
His build height is 6'2".
What did light heavyweight was 225 for Matt version 1?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we are so fucking off topic.
That's okay. Bang, bang. Darren Young is looking to sign to a big company. He's been pretty outspoken. He was on a podcast recently.
Pat Patterson?
No, it was actually the Same Team podcast with Daniel Traynor. It's a show featuring LGBTQ athletes, journalists, and personalities, and just talking about their lives and their journeys. And he talked about some of his goals for next year. And I quote, he said, 2018, I spent more time doing speaking engagements and less wrestling. But 2019, moving forward, I want to do more. I want to let promotions know that whether it's ROH or New Japan or All Elite Wrestling, just give me an opportunity. I have a lot left in the tank. What do I got to do? Do I have to start at the bottom? Because I'm not unfamiliar with that. So let me know. Pretty cool. I wouldn't mind seeing him in any of those companies, to be honest.
Darren Young, not from a charisma standpoint, but from a look standpoint. When he was really in shape, was almost even looked, I guess, in the face like a Black John Cena. I hate to say it like that, but he had the physique. He has the moves. He just never really gelled on the charisma side of things. I don't know if it was because he didn't, buy into any characters he was assigned, or if he couldn't come up with any on his own, or if he just wasn't good at any of that. But the guy wasn't bad in the ring. He was a good worker. Titus was always the talker in the primetime players. Darren never even had a chance. Then they booked him with Bob Backlund. I mean, he didn't really.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe they should just reunite the two of them on the Indies.
I don't know, something.
No, Bob Backlund I'm talking about.
Yes,
yeah.
Something. I mean, Backlund, why not have him come out and do those little speeches? Everybody in Bingo Hall Wrestling would recognize him, right? Isn't that what you're talking about, Brian?
Bingo Hall Wrestling. Motherfucker. Anything else on the board?
Let's see. Stike Leather's having surgery tomorrow. Minor surgery. He says, wish me luck.
Geez,
yes.
Good luck, Stike.
Good luck. We hope to see you on Sunday, and you tell us how awesome everything went. And Bang Bus also says, to be honest, who gives a fuck about Darren? And he's laughing at my Bingo Hall comment. He's probably just sitting there. Everybody's liking my little one-liners on the board.
Yeah.
Brian, is it Education of Adam Bomb time? Is there any
education?
Yeah. Is there any indie names you want to drop on me? Teach me anything? It's Dirt Sheet here, and you know that, like I said, they're usually light on Tuesdays.
Let's see. Anything new in the world of Ring of Honor? How have you watched many Flip Gordon matches?
I have watched one. One. And it was All In.
Ooh. Yeah.
That was it.
Well, that's not really a Ring of Honor show.
Oh, well, you said Flip Gordon. You didn't say Ring of Honor.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I checked the tape.
Had a moment.
I answered the question correctly. I have seen many Ring of Honor shows.
No, I know. Yeah, you have. I know.
But I have only seen one Flip Gordon match, and that was at All In.
Well, actually, Adam, hold on to your butt, because it seems like
butt is being held.
Ring of Honor is going to be signing Dragon Lee.
Wait, what fucking segue of asking me about Flip Gordon to Ring of Honor to Dragon Lee?
I'm just shooting the shit about Ring of Honor.
Okay.
He is reportedly going to be signing with Ring of Honor. The 23-year-old. He's the brother of Rush.
He's the brother of Brandon Lee?
Well, not his brother. I mean, he's not his brother, but
Brandon Lee?
Bruce Lee?
No, Bruce was the dragon, and then his son was Brandon. Is this Brandon's son the dragon?
Tommy Lee.
Pamela Lee? Lee Harvey Oswald?
Roy Oswald.
Do you know there was an actor by the name of Lee Ving? He was the character actor in the 80s.
Lee Ving?
Lee Ving. Lee was his first name. Ving was his last name.
What kind of acting? Porn?
No, character actor.
Oh.
He played Mr. Body in the Clue movie. Was his biggest claim to fame. Bangba says, no, not Leo Rush or Trevor Lee. Yeah, when you said Rush, I thought you meant like Leo Rush.
Trevor Lee is there. However, apparently...
Leo Rush?
It's reportedly been noted that Andrade has been warning other of his luchador compadres. I shouldn't say compadres.
Wait, Dragon Lee is luchador?
Well, he wears a mask.
Wait, like El Generico wears a mask? Or like Kalisto and Sin Cara wear a mask?
I mean, he wears a mask at him. I don't want to give away his.
I'm not going to go look at it.
Why not?
It
could be like, or it could be like a Young Dragons kind of thing.
Ole.
Apparently, Andrade is warning other luchadors of signing with WWE.
Okay, back to this. Okay, why? Because he's going to rip their mask off? Because he's mad that Lucha House Party is already where Vince puts luchas?
No, just that it's not everything that it's, kind of talked up to be.
What do you mean? So he's dogging WWE?
A little bit. Yeah. He's telling him to sign. Go to
okay,
ROH.
So
go to CMLL. Go to fucking New
I'm
Japan.
over here fucking making jokes, but I'm actually right here.
Yeah, you are.
Because the last three motherfuckers got put in a gimmick called Lucha House Party.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
I wouldn't want to be there.
Right? I feel like a lot of guys, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or we're going to be getting, like, all this amazing shit that, like, we haven't got. Like, they'll probably give us, like, HBK versus AJ Styles on Raw.
Okay. I'm gonna go way the fuck back here. But
yeah,
wrestling is the most fucking racist shit you'll ever see. You know that, right?
It's up there.
From having a KKK wrestler.
Did we?
Oh, yeah. There was like a Klansman or something at one time. There was a guy I know that used to carry a noose and a Confederate flag.
I don't know him. I don't know that guy.
But there's some racist shit. Hell, the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov, those are just what Americans think are Russians. That's not what they really are. That's what ignorant Americans portray them at. So that Vince is just doing that. That's where he puts the Hispanic wrestlers. Or just throw you in a gimmick. And no better example was Sin Cara number 2. When Sin Cara number 1 came back, Sin Cara number 2 was unmasked, put in a wife beater, and made to look like a stereotypical, in most people's eyes, Mexican from L.A.
What about the Mexicools?
Then there's everything. What about
they made them come out on a
Super Crazy?
Mower. Super Crazy, Psychosis, and
Little Vito?
Who? Velveeta?
Little Vito, Little Guido.
No, Little Guido? Little Guido Maritata? No, he's Italian, man. Come on, FBI.
Oh, that was FBI.
Full-blooded Italians?
See, okay, so you get my point. Africans, we're going to make you the nation of domination. Wrestling is the most racist shit you will ever see.
Well, it used to be. I don't think you can do that now. You've got who is it? The fucking
Bryan, you're telling me that pigeonholing 3 masked wrestlers into a stupid gimmick is not.
That still is.
Yes.
You are
okay.
correct.
They still do that stuff.
You are correct.
They stuck the 2 Samoan women in a tag team.
Juventud. That's who it was. Juventud Guerrera.
And it was Hunico was the Juventud
in the Mexicools.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I do.
Muhammad Hassan. Speaking of racist gimmicks from the past.
Oh gosh.
I'm just saying, like. And how many times do we do it's America versus some other country bullshit in wrestling? It's a racist against other nationality thing. They've gotten better because they want to include all these other audiences and everybody's socially aware. But there are still, hey, we've got 3 black guys in a tag team. We've got 3 Mexicans in a tag team. We got 2 Europeans in another tag team. And they're all very stereotypical, not good representations of people from those countries is my point.
So who's a stereotypical or who's a not stereotypical one? Actually, I think we should not have this conversation.
Probably not with me on the radio.
Yeah, without you here and without Rob fucking filtering you.
Yeah.
And reeling you.
At no point
in
your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Exactly.
What's next?
I got nothing.
All right, let's close it down. It's final thought time.
Yeah.
We started talking about.
We started a little late. Kind of went off the rails a little bit.
Yeah. At the end here, we definitely lost our steam.
That's okay.
That's why we're going to continue to probably bury the dirt sheets and mud report here at the end of the segment because we've just lost our concentration there. And 9 out of 10 times we probably talked about it before we went on air, so it's not as organic as we'd like. Anyway, because we already know about it. With that said, I'll see you Sunday. 3-year anniversary. I drew number 28 to make it fun. 21 for Rob, 15 for the Bionic Mark.
15, that's my lucky number.
Number 15. Anaconda Vice drew number 6. 6. I can't speak. I really lost my voice over the weekend.
I'm sorry.
And then, so I'm really like straining it, and it's causing me to fuck up a lot. And then number 8 to Stone Age Steve Awesome, who will be here with us Sunday in studio. So we'll ride the 4 horsemen.
Will he really?
It's like we brought Ole back.
Wow. Yeah. Oldie.
Yeah, Oldie. Oh, Bryan comes up with a gem at the end.
Ooh.
Good job. Bryan, take it home. Final thought.
My final thought is, I guess just check out later on this week. We're going to be posting just a little. I sat down. Well, I didn't sit down, but I.
Why are you talking to me? Talk to them.
Talking to them. I spoke via satellite, if you will, to a friend of mine from back in the wrestling days, but he's still at it now. His name is Mike Magnum. He is the owner of Full Faith Wrestling back on Long Island, New York. They've got a show coming up on February 9th back in Deer Park, back in my stomping grounds. So that's why I keep saying back, just because to me that feels like home. But the show is called Revelation, and you'll see people such as Abyss, Matt Stryker. He'll be on the card. And a lot of other
Abyss, not Parks.
No, not Joseph Parks. We'll see. We will see the monster Abyss.
Good.
He'll be there. But I talked to Mike, and I'm gonna be. We'll be putting that up at some point. I don't know, this week. And I guess check out his wrestling, FullFaithWrestling.com. You can find them on Twitter at FFWFaithful, and on Instagram at FullFaithWrestling1. So check them out. Yeah, you can also go buy some fucking T-shirts.
Get your marked out gear.
Markedoutgear.com.
Support us.
Yeah.
Also,
go to our Patreon. You can go to our Patreon.
And don't forget, those of you that didn't listen to the commercial, I just want to close out real quickly here. Independent wrestlers, you want to get your stuff out there. We're not looking to make a buck off of your designs or somebody else, but if you want somebody to represent you, put your T-shirts out, something like that, we'd be happy to do that and give the profits right to you. The Monday Night DVR shirt is the shit. Bangba says he wants it online.
And we could do we have a discount code, too. I don't know if you know that.
I don't know it.
Discount code, I believe, I'll have to check with Rhodey. I want to say it's marked out.
This is riveting plug that you're not sure of.
2 words. Pretty sure it's marked out. Capital M, capital O. I'll have to double check on that, but we do have one. So if you figure it out, it's 10%. We can do that. We can do it that way.
Hey, there you go. It's like an Easter egg promo code. You figure it out, you save 10%. Meanwhile, tune in Sunday, 3-year anniversary show. For now, I'd like to thank Bryan. I am Adam Baum. Tune in next time, same Smart time, same Smart channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.